Anybody know what time it was? Hello, is it me you're looking for? I almost didn't know what time it was. It's show time. Hello, H. Davis. Hello, Dee and Gypsy and Lady Q. Hello. Welcome. Thank you, Gypsy, for being a new member. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you. I appreciate you, Gypsy. I know you've been with me so much longer. Love you, love you. Love you like that. I need me some music going, honey. That's what I need. So hello, everyone. I appreciate you being here. H. Davis, hello. Ginger Snap, hello. Millie RN, hello. Good to see y'all. Welcome in, everybody. It is August. What is today? The 26th. My goodness. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm lost. I took me a little nap, y'all. I took me a little nap I was not intending on doing. That's what's going on. That's what's up in Smiley's world. So how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing okay. Let me see something here. Let me see something. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry. Whoop. Oh, okay. So I was just checking something out. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're having a good night. Hope you had a good day. It's been a rough day, huh? Hello, German Shepherd Mom. Good to see you. Good to see you there. Thank you. You're okay? Well, I hope so. You're okay now because you're here, honey. You're in Smiley's world. So let's turn that frown upside down if anybody's got any frowns, and let's get to it because it's all good in Smiley's hood. Hey, Denise. Hello, good to see you. I'm glad everybody is here. Welcome in. Anybody coming in, please hit them thumbs up. This ain't no bedtime story, hon. This ain't no bedtime story. This is some real life stuff. It is. It ain't no bedtime story. So wake up, little Susie. Wake up. See, I done had a power nap, y'all. I done had a power nap. So that means wake up. That means when Smiley wakes up, everybody's got to wake up. Hey, Mama Bear of 10. Hello, good to see everybody. So for everybody watching in the bushes and everybody, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. You know I can't see you, and it's fine. I appreciate you. We're doing this for little Emmanuel, right? We're doing this for all these kids. Hey, Tabitha Star, welcome in. For everybody that is watching that don't know, welcome to Smiley's world. I'm Smiley, and you're in my world. I'm just saying. You're in my world. No, we're going to talk. We're going to talk serious. We're going to talk where the truth hits home. So grab your coffee and buckle up. Buckle up because tonight we're going to get raw, uncut. We're going to get real. We're going to watch some videos. We're going to talk about all the things. Because it was a 2:00 showdown for Jake and Rebecca Haro today. And honey, it seemed like it took 2:00 forever to come. Forever. It was like February 1st, honey. It was a 2:00 showdown. And then when that showdown come, they pushed it and they pushed it and they pushed it. Hey, Garrett. Good to see you, honey. We was sitting there going, charged or free? Charged or delayed? But in the long run, honey, the justice system did the right thing. They did the right thing because, boom, them metal doors slammed and Rebecca and Jake heard it again. Clink, clink. Too bad I don't have no metal in here I can't get my hands on tonight. They heard that boom and them keys. I don't even have my keys in here. They don't have no keys rattling, honey. They heard them keys. Oh, Lordy. You know what I heard? I heard they put an attorney put in a motion for them to set bond. I don't know if that's true or not. For them to put in for bond to leave together. Yeah, I'm so glad they got locked up and stayed in there. Maybe that's why maybe they chose to stay in there because they want more time to get their money together and walk out together. So they think they better stay in there. It might be in their best interest. Not mine, honey. I don't care. I ain't nowhere. I could care less. I ain't in Cali. Smiley thinks she'll stay right here in this side of the ocean. I'm just saying. Lord have mercy. They ain't had I ain't seen. I hope they ain't had no more problems. You know, I think they pretty much, as far as I've been told, I mean, is there much left of their house? Last time I looked, their gates was tore down. I mean, it's not right, but geez, I wouldn't want to get out and go back to that. You better stay where there's 3 hots and a cots. 3 cots and a hots. However you want to say it. Just saying. Just saying. But we were waiting. We was waiting to see if they were charged or free, and the justice system did right. They didn't want that on their hands, honey. I'm just saying. They were officially charged. The deed was done. Amen, 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 amen. Can we get an amen in here? You know, Jake and Rebecca are no longer just suspects, y'all. They officially have charges filed against them. And you know what the best part of the day is? It ain't even the Folgers dripping in my cup, honey. More charges was filed. They had more charges filed against them. They sure did. Now, I know I'm going to have to show you this on my phone because y'all know me, I can't get this stuff up here. Oh, but we'll just say it's on my community post, so y'all can always go back and look. This is Jake's, okay? And I know you probably can't see because of the glare and all the things, but you see where I got it in the blue down there? I put another one up and I specifically circled it. I don't know. You probably can't see it. It's on my community post. If you go to my community post, people, you can see all the things, okay? I do that all time. But I want to tell you something. This is the best part. And it's something I don't know if people's noticed or not. But I'm sorry, this is not Jake's. You see, I didn't get my new glasses yet. It's going to take 10 days. 10 days. So we're still dealing with my eyes here, okay? But down at the very bottom, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, just go to Rebecca's, stroll all the way down at the bottom, because even I had to scrunch and go, where Where? What? Right next to the bottom. You can see that. I got a big blue marker on it. They upped her charge from malice murder to first-degree murder, honey. We're getting there. Right under that is a felony. Okay? A felony. Okay? I want to show y'all something. That's Rebecca's too. Oh, here's Jake's. Okay, here's Jake's. Jake's. Smiley B seeing all the things in 10 days. Jake. Now, it's not in the blue because there wasn't no need in doing his, honey. His has been updated. He's got the false charges added and all the things added, fibbing and all that stuff. They didn't up his charges. He's still got malice murder. Okay? Okay. Down here where hers is a felony, his is a misdemeanor. DP child jurisdiction. Okay. We're going to get to it. We'll get to it. Keep in mind, this is going to blow your mind. Hey, Susan. But you know what I think that means? And we'll get into the legalities. Hell, I can't speak tonight. Of it. Guess what that means? Anybody know? It means she did this, not Jake. Rebecca did this, not Jake. Legalities. It is what it is. Okay, so we're going to get to all that. Okay. This is wild, y'all. I am telling y'all. I am telling y'all. When I tell y'all this is some wild stuff, this is some wild stuff. Okay? So I told you to buckle up. I told you to get your coffee. They wasn't playing about this 2 o'clock showdown being pushed back for a reason, right? You know, I told y'all that lady I didn't feel sorry for it. No, she ain't admitted nothing. She ain't admitted nothing. That's her story and she's sticking to it. But they have their proof and trust and believe that it said, and I hope I got it in one of these or whatever, but we'll get to all of that. They have the proof. They're doing a press conference tomorrow, y'all, at 10 o'clock that's going to explain and go deeper into what I'm going to be going into. As to the whys that they did this, but all of this is tying together now. And they have the proof, and believe they had to have the proof to be able to up it. Hell, don't you remember 24 hours ago they were fixing to walk? Also, when you're in jail, they can always they can always up charges or re-add charges. Listen, they knew from the things that they've already collected and got as to who was what. You know, I don't think I ever told y'all this, but not only did they get, baby stuff, hair, or I think it was 8 strands of hair and the baby blood in the house, they also got some of Rebecca's blood. So I don't know if that's one of the reasons or not, but I know this. They got what they need to up her charge to the murder and know she's the cruel pit. Now, he's still Malice, but everything that they got, and we'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. I just wanted y'all to take special note of that. Special note. He's still charged with malice murder. They just upgraded hers to first-degree murder because she did it. She did it. So now that we got all that out of the way, my God, who in the hell would want to be a lawyer? Ugh. That had to be a horrible job. Hey, Justice Jane, welcome, welcome. Lady Justice said, I'm sitting up now listening. Smiley ain't gonna make me fall asleep now. this time. So they are officially charged. The deed was done. Yay. So happy about that. I really am. The bond was set at $1 million. What I tell y'all? I said, on a crime like this, I said, if they got bond, which everybody in America has a right to have, I said, they will get at least $1 million. At least $1 million. What they get today, $1 million a piece, has to be, and it's on that little paper. I put that out too. They prefer them to pay cash, but if anybody does 10%, it doesn't matter. I don't know if a bondsman would want to touch them, to be honest with you, and it's really their choice. They don't have to. But I just wonder, where are they still going to get that kind of money? Neither one of them has a damn job. And they're already talking about having their attorneys file motions for them to walk out of court together, or walk out of there together and have permission to leave together when they file bond. That's going to be an uproar. But, they may be into some real shady stuff, which has already been suspected. But, hey, I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to pay it. It stated cash was preferred. I don't know, and it's up to a bondsman. I don't know if somebody's going to take it or not. It's up to them. I don't know if anybody would risk it. Everybody there hates them right now. Nobody believes them anyway. They're liars, they're scammers, they're cheaters, they're hoaxers. It goes on and on and on. They don't own their house. They don't have jobs. They're a risk for any bondsman. Any bondsman would tell you that. Oh, that's what I need to do. I do know a bondsman. I need to go down there and talk to them. I bet he would talk to me. Because I bet they ain't going to. I bet they don't have to do that. I bet they don't. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know if anybody would risk it. Everybody there hates them right now. Nobody believes them anyway. So anyway, I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to pay it. But I don't know. But now it was confirmed, this afternoon, well, not the latest, because I've been sleeping in my chair over there for real the last couple hours. So I don't know what's broke since then, to be honest with you. But, they did get everything confirmed. They upped the charges. They added charges. Emmanuel, and they said, they did say, get this. They said from their investigation and what they have, that it's their belief, they being the police, that Emmanuel was killed between August 5th and August 14th, the day he was reported, before Rebecca Haro reported his disappearance on August 14th. Now, what that means is, that means the last time they saw him either on a video somewhere or a witness that is they very trust, and I'm going to say it's more like a video probably somewhere. And it could be both. But whatever they got, they feel like the last proof of life of him was on August 5th. After that, they don't know. But whatever the evidence was, it could be anywhere from August 5th to August 14th when they feel little Emmanuel was taken. That's and the 14th before she went to Big Five, because they feel that's a hoax. Big Five had nothing to do with it. That's the end of the story. With as far as Big Five goes. The timeline adjustment, that's new. And that newly surfaced, they said, it newly surfaced in their investigative findings, suggesting Emmanuel's death occurred anytime in that window period, according to, recent covering and stuff. Excuse me. Now, previously they had focused and thought on the report of his own, just by the report of his disappearance on April 14th, that the time frame could indicate alleged incidents in the parking lot for the reason, was whatever she said and all that. They knew from that minute it was a lie and it was fabricated. They knew. They didn't have any doubt. They knew. Okay. So I think we all did. I think the world did. I don't think nobody believed that story. Not about Big Five anyway. Not about Big Five. Lady Justice, thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Love you, ma'am. Thank you for your support, honey. Thank you. So again, the possible new timeline, that the last they seen Emmanuel in the timeline is August 5th through the 14th of his disappearance, and he was reported missing August 14th. And they say that's due to evidence. Okay? That's what they're reporting. Okay? Don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you. Now, if that's true, the best we can pray for now, since all the others went great and they're locked up, and at least they got even bond, $1 million, hey, they stayed locked up for today. That's all I'm going to say. The best we can hope now with especially because of the new timeline, is that so much time hasn't passed. I guess that's a nicer way to say it, that there is now, I feel better hope, because I didn't feel Emmanuel could be found at all. So to me, that is good news. And I hope above hope now that at least he can be found. I'm gonna tell you, I watched Dave Rader and Duty Ron last night, and man, I was like, oh my God, just, the things, the wildlife out there and all the things. And we will not go into it on here. Just too much to cover anyway, but y'all can go back and watch that. But I feel better. I don't feel good that he's gone, but I am glad. Thank you, Lady Justice. I'm glad, in a way, I'm glad that the timeline has changed for the hope that now we really can find Emmanuel. If that's true, if that's true, and that's, and it's not, I don't like to say good news because this is the most horrible case, but anyway, so, and, let's see, what else did I want to tell y'all? I hope there's no more smoke and mirrors, the charges are filed, the world is watching, they know that. But listen, I need y'all, I need all of y'all, my smiley family, my beautiful family, to hit those thumbs up. We got plenty of video to watch. We got more to talk about. And to keep Emmanuel's name alive, I want the thumbs up, and I want to be able to keep him, keep his story out there. We're going to be through this, through everything, I promise. Just don't let his name be shuffled around and forgot in the system because we forget to hit the thumbs up or down or whatever. Don't do that. We're not going to do that here. I want to follow this case all the way through. That's what I want to do. One thing I want to ask y'all a question. My question for y'all is this. Do you think whether they get out on bail or not, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they get out or not. Do you think that one, Rebecca or Jake, will end up flipping on the other? If you think that they will, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't think they're not going to and they're going to stick together, just put a 2 in the chat. I'll just give y'all a few minutes or a few seconds or whatever to do that. I think he's already, yeah, I do too. Interesting. I think he's already saying some things, trying to throw her under the bus. I do. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's interesting, if it's true, why they want to leave. I wonder whose idea was it? Was it his idea for them to file a motion for them to be able to leave together? I find that kind of interesting. I do. I find that kind of interesting. Or was it her idea? Yeah, there's no flip needed. Absolutely no flip needed. I was just wondering if y'all thought that they would still turn on each other. I would have loved to be in a little fly on that wall. Let me tell you what, I'd have loved to be a little fly on that wall. We're going to have to get through some of this video that I got, and I don't think I pulled it up on here. I may have to show it to you on my phone later on, but let me tell y'all something, honey. And so sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying, and I know some of these are not definitely laughing cases. So we're not laughing to be, this is, but when I tell you, homie, honey, and I don't have it up here right now, but maybe I can get it up here through some of these tapes. Sometimes if I put too much stuff up, my computer completely goes off. So whatever. When I tell you, and it's in my community, but when I tell you, I was also watching Pascal today, the Pascal show. That's where I saw it from, and it got clipped. And then I went back and tried to find it on different things. So it's out there. But he was in the courthouse, and there's one from the girl on TikTok because she was talking to somebody when he was in the jail. I did find that one. But anyway, honey, he went in the courtroom on the Tierra. He went in the courtroom, not saying it's right or wrong, but if anybody needed a laugh, you have to watch that, because he went in the courtroom, and when Rebecca come in, what does that, he wants to call everybody a fool. What did that fool say? I mean that in a good way. He said, holla. No, not holla. What is it? Ola. He said, Ola. And when he said, Ola, they was about to lock his ass up, and they detained him. They detained him for a minute. He was in the courtroom. Yeah, Ola. So anyway, when he come back out on Pascal's, he wasn't on Pascal's show, but when he come back out, because everybody's going, oh man, he got arrested. What? And yeah, homie, I'm gonna always be homie's girl, man. I'll be homie's girl. So when he come back out, everybody's going, what? Because everybody was so serious. And so he come back out, man. He looked freaked out though. He's like, I said I was sorry, and I didn't mean nothing no more than Ola. I mean, Ola, I guess. Oh, I thought that was so funny. I was like, y'all got to see that. Y'all got to see it. Denise said, Smiley, I believe they both involved. Oh, yeah, they both did. We're going to get in. Honey, I ain't finished explaining to y'all what that means. I am not finished. I'm going to explain to y'all all the legalities of what exactly those charges mean. Just give me a little time, honey. But, yeah, he was involved. It wasn't like he didn't do nothing. He ain't just sitting up in that jail charged with murder. Murder is murder. But they charged her. They upped her. That's what's important to understand. They upped hers to first degree. Now, they could still up his, but they're still both responsible, okay? Remember when we thought he did it? Okay? We all be saying she's still just as responsible because of blah, 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 blah. Listen, their proof says. So in other words, he was the after. He was the afterthought or whatever. So we gonna get there. We just might get there slow tonight. We gonna get there. But yeah, they're both definitely responsible. Both of them. So yeah, let's watch one of these videos. Boop, let's watch one. All right. Good night, Lady Q. Are you going to bed, honey? Yeah, you been okay. Yeah. Good night. Good night. Good night. Sleep tight. All right, let's see. Let's watch one of these videos. Hold on. Put on a little bit of music. Uh-oh. I always got to turn this music down first. It seems so loud to me on this end. All right, I think this was the one I got to read, actually. We might not go through this one. This was both of them in court, though. This was both of them in court. I'm not sure I don't think this one has it might. But that was both of them in court today, y'all. Okay? That was both of them in court. Okay, and then I did post this. I copied that and posted it. It says News Channel 3, Garriott Hoddle will have the latest court updates from Riversdale today, starting at 4. And it's telling right here where they're going to have the press conference. There'll be live coverage of the news conference beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We don't want to miss that. It's showing that they were both, he's 32, she's 41. They were both, as we know, arrested Friday morning. Oh, yeah, here's the video. Okay. I didn't think this one had video. Okay. Hold on.
And we do begin with breaking news. The parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro arrested this morning under suspicion of murder. Good evening. I'm Karen Devine. John White has the night off. Take a look at this video posted on X by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department within the past hour. You can see deputies pulling up to the Cabazon home of Jake and Rebecca Haro, handcuffing them and taking them into custody. This comes just 8 days after the baby's mother reported him kidnapped from a Big 5 parking lot in Yucaipa. After an extensive investigation, deputies determining that baby Emmanuel was never kidnapped and is believed to be dead. Our sister station, KABC, taking video around noon from their helicopter showing the couple's home in Cabazon, where detectives were focusing their attention on a shed in the backyard of that sprawling property. Authorities say inconsistencies in the mother's story led them to take a closer look at the parents. Jake Haro, the father, has a prior conviction for child cruelty.
Just give him back to me again. Please don't harm my son. Please, I'm begging you. Please.
Susan Smith, that
I got him
reminds me of her so much.
And I laid him down and so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hola," and that's all I remember. And I saw white. And a hearing sound, I fell on the floor. And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck.
Well, again, right there, you saw the parents' story, what they gave to police and to the media about 8 days ago on their missing baby. And despite their arrests, baby Emmanuel has still not been found. The urgent search for the infant continues tonight. We have live team coverage. News Channel 3's Athena.
All right, so that was News 3. All right, let's see, let me get this down just a minute. All right, so let's see this one here. Hold on.
News in the Inland Empire, a major break in the case of a 7-month-old missing for more than a week now. The parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro have now been charged for his murder. The baby boy disappeared August 14th, and investigators are still searching for him. NBC4's Christian Cáceres is live in Riverside, where his parents made their first court appearance today. Christian.
Annabelle, good afternoon to you. And that's right, as you mentioned, Jake and Rebecca Otto were charged with murder and also for filing a fake police report. But as you mentioned, they made their first court appearance today. Take a look.
So for Mr. Haro, the court will.
Well, the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro were supposed to be arraigned today inside a Riverside courtroom, but the judge pushed the case to next month because the couple's public defender said they had limited information, meaning no police report and only the complaint, which was actually filed today. Now, it's been 12 days since the couple reported their missing son from the shopping center in Yucaipa. That's when the boy's mother, Rebecca, said she was attacked from behind while changing his diaper in the parking lot. When she regained consciousness, she says her son was gone. For several days, sheriff investigators searched for the boy, but an Amber Alert was never issued. Investigators said the parents' story started becoming inconsistent. And last Friday, both Jake and Rebecca were arrested at their Cabazon home as the whereabouts of their son remain unknown. Today, several families came together outside the courthouse in support for the missing boy.
It seems like he didn't have a lot of love in his life. And so I just felt like it was important to come out here and just show him, that people do care.
And according to court documents obtained by NBC4 Investigates, Jake was convicted in 2021 for cruelty to a child and in 2024 for being a felon in possession of a handgun. And Annabelle, I have to mention that Jake and Rebecca Otto's case, again, has been pushed to next month. And hopefully the public defender says they will have a private attorney. But again, they're hoping that all this information comes together within the next couple of days. But we're also learning that tomorrow, the Riverside County District Attorney's Office, they plan on releasing more information about this case. They're holding a press conference tomorrow morning where we know the San Bernardino and the Riverside County Sheriff's Departments, they're both going to be there. So stay tuned to that. That's the very latest from Riverside. Christian Cáceres, NBC4 News.
Yeah, so they're all the police department, and they're gonna all be there tomorrow at the press conference at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we'll know, and I think they'll be answering questions and stuff. But it'll answer a lot of questions. Next month is actually literally next week. So they'll have another court date because today they didn't plead guilty or not guilty or anything like that. So the main thing was keeping them in jail. So they pushed it out. However, they're scheduled for September 4th. I believe is what they rescheduled it to. And, no pleas or anything like that was entered. Now let's do a little law lesson here. Let me turn this music off here. We're going to do a little law lesson. So I know y'all are wanting to know about these charges and stuff, these new charges. All right, and this music always has to freaking go. It always has to go. And let me take this down. Let's see. Where'd it go? Credit. Okay, I think we're good again. And hello and welcome everybody for coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. So we're going to do schools in, smiley schools in. We're going to do a little lesson here. Okay, so here is a breakdown of the first degree murder in California under California Penal Code 187 through 189. Their definition in California is defined as unlawful killing of a human or fetus with malice afterthought. Okay. First degree murder is the most serious level and requires proof. So they got their proof, y'all. They got their proof. They had their proof to up her charge from malice murder, and I will be explaining the difference, to first degree murder charges. Again, she's the one who did this, so keep that in mind, in my opinion. So They had to have proof, and proof of, listen to this, guys, premeditation, deliberation, or specific statutory circumstances. So one of those things they have definite proof of out of Rebecca. I'm just saying, okay? They had to have that to up her to those charges, because they would have kept them in jail anyway, okay? Now, what qualifies as first-degree murder in California, and they list several ways it can be be first-degree murder, is premeditated. What can be elevated to first-degree murder is premeditated and deliberate killing, planned in advance, thought through, and carried out intentionally. That's number one. Now, I'm not saying this happened. I'm telling y'all the law. I'm telling you what they have to have proof of and able to up her charges. Number two would be killing by specific means, regardless of premeditation. Use of, like, for example, some kind of boom booms. Well, I ain't no sense in trying to sugarcoat it now. Smiley ain't gonna do that. Okay. Explosive, poison, or laying in wait, or torture. In my opinion, I just think the very last part, but that's just me. I don't know. We don't know, and we don't even have a body. But whatever proof they got, some of these things fit. Just remember. Also, they can do it with a drive-by, or, discharging a firearm in a vehicle or something like that with intent. It also can cover a death that occurs during a commission or a attempted commission of certain felonies, such as kidnapping, RAPE, robbery, burglary, arson, mayhem, carjacking, certain sexual crimes against children, and that kind of stuff. I don't know that any of that applies, but I'm just saying. The penalties, if convicted of first-degree murder in California, it can be 25 years to life in prison, life without the possibility of parole in certain areas. Death penalty through California has a Miranda, what do you call that? Whatever. There hasn't been any whatever his face has stopped that. They still have it, but they don't use it. Let's just put it like that. Yes, they have it, but they don't use it. Will they again? Probably. Sometime. Newsom, that's what I'm trying to think. He paused it. He paused it in 2019. But listen to me. This is the law. I'm reading it right now. It says, Governor Gavin Newsom paused all executions in 2019, but death sentences can still be handed down. So let's clear that up. Can we please? Will somebody start reading the law? Will somebody start researching? I'm just saying. Also, there are aggravating factors. The penalty can increase if the murder was especially heinous, cruel, or depraved. The victim was a police officer, firefighter, or other protected official. There were multiple victims, which that don't apply in this case. The defendant has prior murder convictions. Now, since Jake and Rebecca are charged under PC 187, a murder prosecutor may pursue first-degree murder, which is what they did with Rebecca. Only Rebecca today, okay? And if they argue premeditation or apply the felony rule, which they have applied felony with Rebecca, I don't know for what yet. I don't know if it's for abuse, neglect. I don't know if it's connected to the child's death. But if it fits into the child abuse felony, child abuse leading to homicide, then, I don't know. Again, I'm not an attorney. I can only give you the common sense and what's going on and what has happened and give you the facts to the best of my knowledge, okay? Not all this other. Now, they just upgraded hers to first degree. Now, Jake, his booking record, the newest one, shows PC 187, Penal Code 187, murder, which is defined as murder with malice. Okay? So he's still got murder with malice. Okay? Under California law, let me kind of break that down, what that means. Murder with malice in California law statute says murder is the unwillful killing of a human being or a fetus with malice at afterthought. There's two types of malice. Express malice, and when someone intends to kill, which could have been very possible in his case. Example, deliberately taking a knife and doing that to somebody with intent to end their life, or like just implying the malice. So I have no doubt he's implied it many times. There's no doubt in my mind. And he did do what he did to his own blood promise and tried to take her life. Okay? So he's very capable of it. And he still may get upcharged to first degree. We don't know that. Hey, Roxy D, good to see you. But when someone's actions shows a conscious disregard for human life, even if they didn't specifically plan to kill. Example, severely beating or neglecting a child, knowing it could cause death. Which means prosecutors are alleging malice for Jake. They haven't reduced it to manslaughter. Okay? They hadn't reduced it to negligence. They are treating it as intentional with reckless disregard for Emmanuel's life right now for him. Now, depending on the evidence they have, it still could go up and he could still get first-degree murder. Okay? Or second-degree murder if reckless, was planned or whatever. But Jake still has murder with malice on the books right now in California. Hold on just a second. Oh, I'm getting something. Hold on a minute. Okay, thank you. All right, we'll watch that in just a minute. There's a blue, I think there's a blue, I don't know if it's a video, it's a short video, but I'm gonna look at it in a minute when I finish. But I guess there's a blue blanket or something that's in evidence as well. But we'll see. That's just the title of it. We'll see in just a minute. But okay. So why the upgrade to felony murder right now? Because also, now I want y'all to listen, there was several reasons, that we know. And this is not me. This is during my research, is because of the inconsistencies in Rebecca's accounts that flagged investigators from the very beginning. Also, the discrepancies in Rebecca's story, especially the one concerning the alleged kidnapping and the assault at the store in the parking lot, and her refusal to cooperate further with authorities heightened their suspicion even more. And then I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to this. Evidence. Okay? They got evidence. Evidence suggests a crime rather than a kidnapping. Authorities have concluded no kidnapping occurred and now suspect the infant, of course, is deceased. Their findings support pursuing a murder charge under felony murder where death occurred in connection with the commission or a felony. For Rebecca to move to a felony murder strongly indicates they believe, listen to this, they believe a violent felony, possibly fabrication on top of that, false reporting, and child endangerment led to Emmanuel's death. So the public prosecutor's official press conference again is expected tomorrow morning, and they're potentially offering deeper insights into this specific felony basics and evidence leading to the escalation of her charges. So we'll all definitely, hopefully know something. I pray to God without jeopardizing the case. I pray out of that. I'm telling y'all. I told y'all. She was no good. She left, what I tell y'all, she left her other kids with her husband to go over there and play best friends with his sister when the whole time she was seeing him. Wake up. Stay the hell woke. Which part, Sharon? Okay, let me go back. Hold on. Rebecca. Okay, for Rebecca, for them to move the felony, basically, for Rebecca, okay, indicates they believe a violent felony occurred, okay? And this is where they also added charges. This is the fabrication, the false reporting, or child neglect may be in that umbrella as well, which led to Emmanuel's death. I don't know if that's the part you're talking about or not. That part? Yeah. So anyway, we'll see. I mean, the lies we've heard, the fake stories we've watched, the crocodile tears. I mean, none of us is buying it. They're not buying it. None of this. This has went on for years. And listen, think about this, y'all. She's what, 41? I might be off a number or two. She's 41. He's 31. Anyway, whatever. She's 10 years older than him. She had other children. So did he, but I'm just saying he's younger than her. And no disrespect to men, but their brain don't develop as fast or whatever I'm saying. But she knew better on a lot of things. And he was bad. Okay, this is what I'm saying. I had to get my thoughts together for a minute. This is why I don't feel sorry for her. Because when she met him, she knew what he did to his child, Promise, okay? She knew what he did. She still chose to marry him, leave her children with their father, who she claimed and has 100 million charges on him, or at least went down and put the restraining orders on claiming, like Joe Neal says, trifling bitch. Well, he didn't say bitch. Smiley said bitch. Trifling. Left her kids with him to go get with this man that almost killed his daughter, that she's legally blind today, has to have a trach tube to breathe, be cleaned out every so often so she don't get choked on her own mucus. I'm sorry. Can't move, is, paralyzed, and did all the things to his daughter, and she still chose to marry him, be with him, and bring not one, but two other kids in the world. She's older than him. She knew better. Now, she may be more of a freaking monster than he is. And we know what a monster he is. How can that be even possible? How can anybody be more of a monster than Jake? Well, it looks like to me she's starting to be that monster more, if not more. And yes, they're both in this together. Both of them. And I think this new abuse charge that they got on them, and now this is my opinion right here. Right before they were arrested, when they were seen in public holding hands and lovey-dovey and dressing alike and all that bullshit, not having a care in the world, wasn't looking for a manual then. I think they both went together and they both have charges on them because they both abused whatever child that was that they have the abuse on, or the person that was under 18 for whatever reason they have the abuse charges on. I'm just saying. Just saying. They're both monsters, in my opinion. Now, hold on just a minute. Okay. So anyway, let's go. Let's watch another clip. Uh-oh, that's me. Whoop. All right, hold on a minute. I think it was this one. I think this is this the one we just watched? Okay. Well, I don't think so.
I called Morgan & Morgan. You pick up a telephone, you feel like you have a friend.
The team I had was like family. We kind of became friends. They're the biggest injury law firm, but they're also like family, and they're just doggone nice.
Parents of a missing 7-month-old baby in the Inland Empire have been officially charged with murder as the search for the infant's body continues. Fox 11's Nick Garcia was in the courtroom for the couple's first appearance. He joins us now live in Riverside with the latest. Nick.
Well, Susan, that appearance was very quick but significant at that. This was the first time we've seen Rebecca Haro since her arrest on Friday, and the first time we've seen Jake since he was spotted with detectives in their search for baby Emmanuel's body over the weekend. Take a look. Rebecca Haro sat in a courtroom in downtown Riverside Tuesday afternoon as their public defender asked for their arraignment to be continued to next week.
We have limited information. All we have is a felony complaint at this point. We don't have police reports, anything of that nature.
The public defender's office is also legally only able to represent one of them, so they need the extra time to determine which one they'll choose. The judge granted the request, setting bail at $1 million each and pushing the arraignment to next Thursday, September 4th. That's when the two will answer to the charges of murder and filing a false police report. Neither of them looked at the audience, which was packed with people demanding justice for Emmanuel.
I feel really disgusted still because I don't feel like they should even have a bail because Emmanuel can't, he can't do anything, so they should not be able to do anything.
We want justice. We want answers. We want to find him. He's our baby. He's our baby now. Everybody from all over the place has been on this case. I've been on it since day one when I heard.
Jake and Rebecca Haro reported Emmanuel had been kidnapped on August 14th, but the criminal complaint filed by the Riverside County District Attorney's Office accuses the Haros of killing the baby, saying it could have happened as early as August 5th, more than a week before the kidnapping claims. Now, something worth noting, this has certainly crossed county lines. So Riverside County is handling this. Worth noting, and remember that Yucaipa incident, the investigators say that kidnapping never happened. That was in San Bernardino County. But investigators say the actual crimes that have happened in Riverside County, which is why it's being handled here. Live in downtown Riverside, I'm Nick Garcia.
Yeah, she's sticking to her story. She's sticking to her story, and yeah. All right, I want to show you this, but I got to get to my email to get it. Somebody just sent it to me. Hold on just a second. Okay, y'all are saying you can't hear that? Okay, hold on a minute. Sorry. Yes. Hold on.
Rebecca Harrell has the same attorney. Also, Flash, we have started our own search party here in Cali Mesa, California. These are our constituents. We started with one and we got about 10, 15 people here, all looking for the common goal. Emmanuel has entered the chat. New evidence today in court. Jake and Rebecca Harrell, in fact, were granted $1 million bail each. The Turpin lawyer has entered the chat. I know some of you fools from Paris, California, remember the Turpin lawyer, which was the family, the 13 members who were abused by the mom and father. The Turpin lawyer was sitting directly behind Rebecca Harrell. Now today, Rebecca Harrell has the same attorney, public defender as Jake Harrell, but they will be having separate lawyers on September 4th. At least that's what I understood. Also, believe that the fly-by-night lawyer, the DJ, has left the chat. What I understand, he's probably butthurt because Jake was seen on the side of the 60 freeway and his lawyer was nowhere in sight. On the tira, if I ask myself, what do you think? And thanks to my constituents here for enlightening us, because here at 33985 San Mateo Canyon Road, right in front of the Edison station in Cali Mesa, California, on the tira, we got some clues. A bluey blanket. We have a tool that we grabbed. We didn't touch it, and it's in my car on the tira right now. And so, new developments in Eastvale now entering the chat. Video surveillance that quite possibly Emmanuel was spotted with the entire Arro extended family as well in Costco on August 10th. That means that little Emmanuel now survived at least to the 10th. Number 3 has left the chat. Today's episode being brought to you by the number 10 and by the letter E for Emmanuel, still missing here in Cali Mesa, quite possibly Yucaipa, maybe in the Badlands, Moreno Valley. We just don't know. But we have more footage today. We found a mound of dirt, and we have video footage of that. Shout out to Glizzy, LA, homie, on the tira, and our constituents throughout. Jerry as well was here with us, and then our constituents here follow suit shortly thereafter, homie. Ahmed Belloso, more leads coming through on the tira. Jake and Rebecca now have been extra charges of falsifying evidence on top of the murder charge. And so this is your community here, Cali Mesa, Yucaipa, Rialto, Pomona, Los Angeles, South Central, everywhere Inland Empire. It doesn't matter. We have so many people here helping us, and we are all here for the same thing, and that is for little Emmanuel, homie. You can see that there has been tracks through here. We're kind of just following in the tracks of whoever. Ahmed Belloso, Flash, we have started our own search party here in Cali Mesa, California. These are our constituents. We started with one and we got about 10, 15 people here, all looking for the common goal. Emmanuel has entered the chat. New evidence today in court. Jake and Rebecca Harrell, in fact.
Yes, Barb, I said that earlier today. I said it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny, but it was, but it was. I said it wasn't, but it was. I said, oh my God, and I could see him doing that. Hola, hola. And they detained him. They detained him for a minute. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, have you ever? But he come out when he finally come out and they let him go. He said, I was so sorry. I didn't mean anything other, no more, no less. I didn't mean no more, no less. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, that was something else. I mean, hola. At least he got her good. I think I was like, holy crap. Because, yeah, and just FYI, you never, ever, it is like the movies. You're never supposed to talk to anybody that is in custody. That's in custody, period. Especially when they're going in a courthouse. But yeah, so
roaches, DNA, and people doing tours. That's who resides in that home. They reside in the county jail. Right now, they're residing in court as we speak. But Hector used to reside there. Doesn't reside there anymore, right? Hector Jacob Haro now resides in a graveyard, right? With the presumption that he overdosed in that home. But was there a love triangle going on? Was Richueca Haro involved with Jake Haro's brother while he was incarcerated? Let's get to the facts. So the facts are that with baby Emmanuel's disappearance and presumed murder, a lot of people are focusing on Jake Haro and Richueca Haro's past, right? They're looking deep into what motivates monsters like this to concoct a story that I say concoct. When I say concoct, Adam 16 got all happy. Concoct a story, right? When I say cock, he got happy too. Concoct a story that their baby is missing. There's a lot of DNA and a lot of blood on that carpet in that living room. And there was someone already unalived in that living room, whether it was by an overdose or it was by the hand of Jake Haro. Let's get into it. So around the time Jake was doing time for this first case, which was the case with his daughter, the abusive, I don't even want to speak on it too much. Let's just say his daughter will never, ever be the same. Let's just say he lost rights to say that's his daughter. She is no longer allowed to live with him. He wouldn't be capable. He wasn't even capable of wiping a diaper. So he wouldn't be capable of taking care of her, but he definitely was capable of abusing her. And he was convicted on it, self-admitted. Now, at the same time he was incarcerated, he had a brother that decided that he needed a place to live. And where did he stay? Oh, he stood with his brother, Jake. But Jake wasn't there. Rebecca was. So is there a situation where we have a love triangle? Is there a situation where maybe just
Lord, I thought my batteries was going dead again. But anyway, I wanted to tell y'all before we go into this. No, I'm fine. I just took a minute. Sorry, Sammy. I thought I was using a mouse and I thought my batteries was anyway. Never mind. It was me. But I saw on another program before I found this guy right here. Where some people was taking it as they thought Emmanuel might have been the brothers, which that could not be possible because then he would be 2 or 3 years old, right? This guy's going to explain it. That's not what's being said. So y'all need to listen. It is, I think there are other people suggested maybe the little girl. I don't want to bring the kids into it at all, but I will tell you this. I will say this. I will say one thing. I said it earlier in my chat, and I hadn't even seen this guy until earlier, a little bit earlier before I come on. And but I like how he puts out things. I talk Smiley's language, and he talks everybody else's language, so maybe he can explain it some things better. But I like it. Y'all sub up to him. Rebecca, again, I think she was going over there and being friends with the sister and getting Gucci with Jake, in my opinion. That's what I think. Oh, thank you, Roxy. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. It will help me, honey, and it'll help the channel. It helps everything. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Love you, love you. But yeah, I think that's what what we're going to hear out of this. So I just wanted you to know where he's going with it. So y'all don't jump and say, oh, well, Emmanuel couldn't be his. They're not talking about Emmanuel, okay? They are not talking about Emmanuel. So I just want you to know that. Just wanted to put it out there now, okay?
Quite possibly, Rebecca in the same household with Jake's brother decided to get her a little taste. Is there a chance that Jake's brother decided, I want some of that cornbread? Is there a chance that he decided him and Rebecca were going to do a little something strange, a little something strange for a piece of change? Well, when you have family members living in your home, more than likely, if you have a loyal, faithful woman, right, she will ride or die with you.
Yeah, we know.
And if you need a family member to live there while you're incarcerated, and you trust him enough around her, and you trust her enough around him, then you could do that. Ain't no harm, ain't no foul. That happens all the time, even as far as friends. But being the type of woman this woman has displayed her characteristics, she looks like she's addicted to the people. Addicted, right? And this grown man living with her, it's only a matter of time before they sit back and they watch a Netflix flick and Nicole Kidman comes on and she's dancing and he's being aroused and she's watching. And next thing you know, they're doing the fucking eyes wide shut in the bathroom. Okay, it's what happens. Is it a possibility that Jake found out about the brother and from that point on, he started to become very abusive towards Rebecca and the children in the household? Okay. Have they questioned, and unfortunately, man, they have a daughter that lives in that house, or they did have a daughter that lived in that house. It was actually Rebecca, or his daughter. And then Rebecca has a 16-year-old kid. I want to know where her 16-year-old child is and how they felt about Jake. What was their interaction with Jake? Maybe they should question this 16-year-old child that Rebecca brought to the fucking house, right? And we want to know how Jake was. But did his demeanor change upon release? A woman that held him down, a woman that stood with them, a woman that denied her own family because it's coming out that her family hadn't been in contact with her or didn't mess with her for very long because of Jake. Now, I've seen situations like that happen. I actually got a baby mama where her family don't fuck with her at all because of the type of men she chooses. Me being one of them. They didn't like me because I didn't take no shit, right? They knew tread lightly around me, right? In fact,
see, he's right. Now, even before all this come out, like a week, right after all this, and I was wondering, I said it too, and other people said it, like her ex-husband said he didn't even know she had a baby. And so other creators was saying, wow, what about her other kids? Were they not communicating with her, or with when they saw her communicating with the father? Because they live with their father. So, it was coming out, and then it started going over on TikTok. People was being contacted by people saying her family didn't, have nothing to do with her or see her and stuff like that. So again, did her ex-husband know she had this baby or not? Did the kids not have anything to do with their mother? I don't know. There's younger pictures I have of Rebecca, younger, videos and stuff. And, again, they look like two so different people, but, for whatever reason, she didn't have her children you know. So we know she wasn't a Susie homemaker and the greatest mom in the world that stayed at home and baked cookies. She was out chasing Jake, knowing what Jake did. So this guy ain't lying, you know. He ain't.
Don't even fucking be around me. How about that, right? So I can understand where people and women and men distancing themselves from their families for the person that they fell for. But in Rebecca's case, right, was she so caught up with this man and in love with this man that she was willing to do anything for him besides sleep with a grown man that's in her home while her husband is locked up? Women get lonely. Men get lonely, right? I'm not saying that it was a love triangle, but could it have been? There's a lot of people speculating that Jake's brother was foul play. Now, again, it's just speculation and theory, right? It's never concrete in facts, but someone from the streets, someone that knows what time it is, someone that knows these type of women, right? And when I say these type of women, she's that type, a woman that gets abused by a man and sticks with them. They have flaws, they have kinks, they have a different way of thinking, right? They're the type of women that would leave their kids at home and go out to the club all night. Benadryl time, right? They're the type of women that will believe anything a man says, even though they know that's lipstick on his t-shirt. It doesn't matter, because what he doesn't know was that she gave his brother a mamon in the bathroom while they were watching La Reina del Sur, right? I know what's going on Netflix. Look, whether the brother and her had an inappropriate relationship, and Jake Harrow found out, was this the reason he's being so abusive to this woman? Is this the reason why she was taking it, because she felt it was deserving because of what she did on her part? And is this the reason why Yaki Harrow's brother died in that same home that we believe Emmanuel Harrow did? Okay, I believe so. I don't know if they had a sexual interaction, but there is a lot of people leaning towards the fact that his death was mysterious. In fact, here's some knowledge you can't get in college. Here's something not a lot of people know. When Jake Harrow's brother passed away in that house under unusual circumstances, being a hot shot, that's what he died from, an overdose, a hot shot, right? Which is utilized a lot of times to kill someone off. You fix them a hot shot, boom, toma, you take that, they're gone, right? And now it's just someone that just overdosed, right? It looks very reasonable, especially from a drug addict. But what people don't know, unless you do your research, is that Jake Harrow and Rebecca were questioned extensively when he passed away in that home. Okay, now, the reason Jake Harrow was questioned was because he got out of prison and moved back into his home with his brother and Rebecca. Was there something he noticed? Did Rebecca come clean and say, hey, I didn't mean to do it, but he just put it in there and I was like, wrong hole. Dude, we don't know. But what we do know is his brother did pass away in that house, and they were questioned extensively. We're talking about two people who are going to probably stand trial for the murder of their child. And you mean to tell me that individual, that monster Jake Harrow, who harms children so easily, right, was not concerned or even questioning to his wife why his brother kept looking at her from behind? Isn't it unusual that this house of horrors has so much tragedy in it? They just left a funeral last week, 2 weeks ago. Okay, people seem to be dying all around these guys. Hey, what do they say? Bad energy brings bad energy, right? Their energy is off. Their energy has been off since the first time we seen them talking to reporters. She was changing his diaper. Is that what she told you? Meanwhile, on the tira exposed that she wasn't changing a diaper. There was no diaper found. Where's the caca? I'll tell you where the caca at. It's in her fucking head and in your mouth, Jake. Straight up. Now, was there a love triangle going on? A lot of people have a lot of theories. And one of the theories that was out there, and I'm going to dispel that theory right off the top, was that this was Emmanuel was actually Jake's brother's son. The timeline don't fit. Jake's brother died in 2021. The baby is 7, 8, 9 months old. Only Rebecca knows. Oh, wait up. No, she doesn't, right? Neither does Jake. They forgot when he was born. But there is no way for that would be a crazy story, a crazy twist. He was upset because his brother got his wife pregnant while he was incarcerated. So he unalived his brother, made it look like an overdose, a hot shot. And then he doubles back, beats the hell out of her, kills his child because he's upset and disgruntled. It would make for a good show, right? I'd watch it. I'd turn away when he did something to the kid, but I'd watch it, especially during the sex scenes when the brother was giving it to Rebecca from the backside, right? But what I know now, homie, right, is that there's no way for that timeline to be true. It's off. He was dead way prior to this baby even being born.
Thank you.
But there's a lot of people speculating a love triangle. Was he unalived by his own brother? Did Jake have it in him to do this to his brother? Well, the only reasoning behind it would be, usually things like this, unaliving is most likely. There's two reasons for a lot of murder, right? Most is over money. A lot is over, it just spontaneous. What is it? It's just spontaneous. It just happens. Yeah. A crime of passion, right? Maybe he was very passionate about Rebecca. She's definitely passionate about him because she continues to stick to her story. Now, there's a lot of people making up a lot of stories concerning the Haros just to get clout or just to continue content. I'm not going to be one of them. Whether she was sleeping with his brother and that's why his brother is no longer with us, I'm sure the detectives would have found that out. I'm sure they asked her the questions. I'm sure they smelled her breath, right? And it didn't smell like Jacob Haro. So at that point, whatever they were questioning on, they had a good lullaby again, and they were able to walk away from that. Okay, that doesn't mean that the viciousness and the violence of that household stopped there. Why would you have your children, your kids, around an uncle who's using drugs? Why would you be doing scams and fraud, welfare fraud, and whatever other fraud you were doing, EDD fraud and all this, right? And have your children around that? These children were witnessing bad parenting all the way around. And I believe it got to the point where this guy, Jake, only cared about himself and his nerdish ass ways and got upset with Rebecca. And after so many times of beating her, and I love him because she felt she had no one else to run to. Her family abandoned her. All of a sudden, her mysterious ass grandmother, or is it Jake's grandmother? This woman that looks nothing like Jake or looks nothing like her pops up out of the bushes talking about she never seen the baby. Rebecca always had the baby in the cars because the baby wasn't vaccinated. Wait up. I'm a single father. I have 4 daughters. My babies all got their vaccinations and their shots, right? Let me tell you something. As a parent, that's what you do. You are obligated to do that before they can go to school so that they don't get sick. You go get them their shots. That was just an excuse to not show the baby to the family. And do you want to know why? I figured it out. Hey, on that data, I finally figured something out before you, bro. But you probably already know this. You want to know what I figured out? The fact was that this dude was shaking that baby and beating her so bad that she could throw glasses on, but the baby couldn't. And she did not want to show her family that baby because they might have said, ooh, right? And then moved on. The aunt definitely wouldn't have said shit because according to her, her brother would never do that to a child, minus the niece, right? The mother is always covering, even to this day, right now, she is covering for Jake. He is a good man. He is a good father. I beg to differ.
I agree. Listen, that video where she did that interview in jail and she come out and said he is a good father and he would never hurt anybody. You could have knocked me over with a feather. Because she didn't have to say anything at all. She went way above and beyond the call of anything. I was like, say what? So not only is she sticking to her story, she's still making every excuse for him. No, but now you know why I think why, Marge? Because she did it and she thinks if she does that and she kisses his butt, he ain't going to roll on her. And if you missed all that part, y'all are just going to have to rewind. Because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But again, we just went through all the California laws and all of her updates, and Jake not being updated. And I'm telling y'all right now what I feel in my heart, what I said from day one. As bad as Jake is, and they're in it together, she did it, in my opinion. Oh, he's rolling. He was talking. Now, I think he sent him on a wild goose chase the other night or the other day. I do think that maybe he's the one that wasn't quite sure if that baby was there. But yeah, he's talking. So there's that part. Hold on. Let's see.
He is an abusive person to you and to the child. And unusually, his brother, who he was supposed to be looking out for and providing a home for, he allowed his brother to overdose in his house or overdosed him for whatever reason. Maybe because she was doing a little bit of the licky, right? Was there a love triangle going on? I seen one channel, he was like, I could show you where. You can't show me shit. Unless you can show me the pipa going inside that shit, and I don't want to see it, right? That's when I'll know. But it is really unusual that two bodies, not one was found, one's not. Two people died in that home. Definitely a house of horrors for children, man. I'm so happy that they removed the 2-year-old child away from the parents. You know, I'm very suspicious on the grandmother's story. She is now refusing to talk to on the theater and talk to other reporters and people that are on the scene.
Thank you.
Maybe she was told once they were locked up by the lawyer, stop talking, put your donkey teeth back in your mouth and stop speaking.
Kissing her butt.
Because what you're doing is you're fucking up the credibility of their clients. You're making it worse. She never let us see the baby. Well, of course she didn't, stupid, because the baby had more black eyes than she did, unfortunately, right? Look. This whole story has a lot of twists. I keep it real. I keep it actual and factual. I don't know if they had a love triangle going on. I don't know if the brother was unalived at the hand of Jay Carl and even Rebecca, because they found out, her husband found out that she was doing the hanky-panky, the hokey-pokey. She had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Wait, he had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. He put it in her ass and shook it all about. And that's what it was all about. We don't know. But what we do know is that we have two people with a baby missing and blood all over their carpet and the fucking ghost of uncle's past cruising around there, and 2-year-olds crying and 6-year-olds missing and grandmothers popping up out of the bushes and on the theater right there passing out in the front, but bringing you the breaking news. This is what we know. This is what we see. Now, these two monsters are in court. A lot of people believe they're going to be released. I don't. Having been through the system, these people will be charged with murder, and they deserve to be. This man, Jake, should never see the streets again. He shouldn't even see the inside of a cell again. The last thing he should see is a pointed object. I digress. As far as her, she's going to be settled with Pearl Fernandez, Gabriel Fernandez's mom, and they're going to be sitting there pacing together, talking about how much they love their children, but didn't do nothing to protect them. 2 women. I'll be doing something. We'll be bringing that back up because we need to keep baby Gabriel's legacy moving, right? It's been a while now. And his stepfather is still sitting there on a SNY yard, a porter. Got jumped a while back, man, but still there, right? And you got Pearl. She's somewhere PC'd up in Valley State Prison for women. The women can't get to her because the last time they threw a can of tomato juice on her and some hot water and cut her up with the lid of some applesauce. This is the type of people that they have to look forward to being around. They asked me, and I'm going to be doing an extensive thing on Jake, where he's going to be housed if he is convicted of this. And it's still early to tell what's going on with the case. We all know he's blaming her. We all know he's pointing in her direction. Let's see if she points back. I'm sure she will. They can't point at the brother. I
believe they will.
The brother's
Absolutely.
dead. Now, whether you believe it's a love triangle, you can let me know. But there's no way that I could see a woman of her character and how she clings onto a man and loves a man more than children is in a house with a grown man while her old man's locked up and he ain't fucking macking it, right? Shit, I know chicks that if I get locked up by tomorrow, you know what I mean? And I ain't mad at them. That's why I do what a real man does. Unless I'm married to the woman and we have an extensive amount of children that we love. Sorry, Jake, not like you, right? I would never, ever hold on like Invoke to her. I would tell her, go, fly, be free, right? Until I get out. And if you want to come back, come on back, because I'm a certified torta pounder. And that's what we do. And I believe that Jake's brother was certifyingly torta pounding too. He was pounding Rebecca. I say that allegedly, right? And that maybe, just maybe, Jake got out and he got all hot and bothered and he got pissed. And maybe his brother was in the way. You got to go. You're a dope fiend anyways. And maybe Rebecca got black eye after black eye and she took it because she knew she did something wrong. See, sometimes when women when they feel that they're guilty of something, they'll take more than they should. This woman participated in the unaliving of her child. And look, you can't tell me that she didn't, because whether she did it hands on or hands off, she still came up with that bogus ass Ola story. She still bought the hacksaw. She still fell on her ass when no one pushed her. She still is the one that called Jake, the baby's missing. She put up with that. She lied about where she received her black eyes. She lied at that funeral, man, where her kid was, when her family members or whoever that was that asked her twice, where's your child? The first time she ignored him because she had to come up with a story quick. The second time, oh, he's just not with me. Well, bitch, where is he? A kid that is not vaccinated. You don't have your child with you. Look, I know mothers, single mothers. I'm a single father. You got to take your kids wherever you go. Funerals, you take them. Okay, period. They're a baby. They need to be changed. Was he left with the grandma? No, because she didn't see him. Was he left with the tia? No, because she didn't see him. Where was this baby left while you were at the funeral? That's what they really need to investigate. So as far as this love triangle thing and things that I'm seeing, I don't know if it was true, but it doesn't seem far-fetched. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's certified torta pounding. And at the same time, the struggle for everyone. And that's the bottom line, because Gun said so. I got supers coming for you today. Are you guys ready for another bedtime story? I got you. Bang, bang.
That's the first time I ever heard him, but boy, did he tell it like it was. So he knows what's up. He definitely knows what's up. Oh, Lordy mercy. But I don't, I don't know. I don't know, honey. I don't know. I don't know. I just been told. I'm telling you, he sure did. But that's the first time I heard it. But y'all go sign up to him. Heck, he's got over, I think he's got 150 something million, if I'm not mistaken. I did see that. And I'm like, well, at least he must be good. I'm telling you, he's got a lot of love from somewhere. So he must have a lot of things going on over there. I don't know. I'll have to check out some more of his videos. Y'all go check them out too. And sub up, say what you like. It's free to hit the thumbs up and sub up. But we've seen all these lies and we've heard all these fake stories and we have watched all these crocodile tears. And we're not buying it. And I'm definitely going to catch the replay on Josh. In fact, matter of fact, I might listen to that when I am going to bed tonight, because I have to find something to catch up on, and I want to hear what Chris has to say. What Chris has to say. I always like to hear what he has to say. But he is right. I feel that they will be convicted. I've said that the last couple of days. There's not a juror. I mean, there can't be any, and it's not going to be because nobody's biased. It's going to be because they're smart people, just like these cops were. These cops, you're not dealing with Tennessee. You're not dealing with this one. You're not dealing with, bumfricked Egypt. You're dealing with somebody that knows exactly what they're doing. And they get a lot of kudos and pats on the back for that, because, they know. And like I said last night, and I don't mean it in a negative way, they're not the ones that they did their job. They're not the ones that allowed Jake out on the streets the last time. And that's not who you need to be mad about when he got out, but they know what they're doing, in my opinion. They know. And you know what the funny thing is in this case if you haven't noticed, unfortunately, little Emmanuel, he's in a way, he's brought everybody together. I mean, no matter who you are, what you believe in, or any kind of thing like that, no matter people who you don't like, who you can't stand, whatever, good or bad, there's always a reason and a purpose. He's brought so many people together, and not a one in these streets even has said or tried to tear anybody down or said a bad word. Everybody, and from cops to attorneys to whoever, whatever kind of walks of life that people are in, just like this guy, and just like homie, everybody that's been to prison, everybody that's got out, try to turn their lives around. If you've never been in trouble, if your church going, it does not matter. If you're a teacher, if you're a dentist, janitor, homeless, I've seen it all. I have watched everybody since I've been doing this. And nobody believed them from the beginning. So I don't care what kind of jury you get. I don't care where you move it to. It's not bias. It's just a fact. Everybody knows they're guilty. And if I hate it when people say, but I'm going to say it. I do. I hate it when everybody says, well, there's one good thing that come out of this. What is good about this? There's nothing good about it. But if you think about it, it is something good about it. All around the world, people has come together, man, because of Emmanuel. You didn't see that anywhere else. In other words, what I'm saying is they usually pick a side. They pick a parent side, this parent side, that parent side. Not here. Everybody is on Emmanuel's side. They're only for Emmanuel. They could give a rat's ass about either one of these two people right here. A rat's ass. And he said, I think the first time they must have messed up something with the case is why they let him go so lightly. This time they want it all. Yeah, and I think they will get it all. I absolutely do. I don't think they'll have a problem. And remember, everybody in America has, the opportunity for bail. If you were in there for whatever reason, that's the good thing about America. Everybody has a thing for bail. All of them son of a bitches, I still feel, and don't mind telling you here, they should never get out. I hope they don't make bail. I can't even say what I hope, but I hope they don't make bail. I hope with their money, I'm going to say anything bad about them. I just hope their money, wherever their money is, too bad it wasn't 2 or 3 doors down. I just hope they don't have money to make bail is what I'm trying to say. Because I don't think they deserve to ever see the light of day outside there. And Rebecca, she's going crazy. Now, she ain't ever been in there like Jake. So she does. I'm sure she does, like she said in that interview, want out. I want out to find my baby. Bitch, you know what you did. You shouldn't have did all this stuff to get yourself in there, right? You could have had that little precious baby. You could have took care of him, loved him, been kissing him. He could have brought you so much joy in your life. But she chose a man. And that man, what she knew, has done to other children. Yep, 2 million altogether. 2 million altogether. So, none of this, I mean, it's just crazy. It's went on for years everywhere. People are sick. They're sick. They're evil. I mean, these monsters, I don't know what can be done to stop these monsters. I know none of them, they don't ever need to have a baby. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. They don't need to be around. They need to be fixed like rabid freaking raccoons or something. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take, especially to stop these parents from ever hurting their children. I don't get it. I can't imagine there's no reason. There's no rhyme reason. There's never anything, and you can sit there and lie to the camera. You can lie to the news, but you can't lie to the people forever. You can try to bury the truth. You can try to hide it, but it always has a way of coming back, and, if you bury it, it'll claw its way out of that dirt, honey. It'll come back. I know it's bad. It's bad. But I'm not here to babysit feelings and all that stuff. I want to keep Emmanuel's name out there. I know it gets a little rough sometimes, but people has to know the cold, hard truth. In my opinion, we're in true crime of what really goes on out here in this sick, sick world. Twisted, man. And these people need to be got off the streets and never have the opportunity to do that again. And I'm glad. I don't know why they waited. It don't even matter. It's water under the bridge now till the 11th hour to officially do everything. But maybe they were just waiting on that one little piece of evidence to come back, something. But the thing of it is, we got to remember, justice is coming in this case, honey, and it's coming fast. I say if you can't stand in the light, then you've already told on yourself. And Rebecca is still trying to stay in the dark. She's still trying to stay in the dark. Well, let me leave y'all with this, honey. Let me tell you, justice don't take a nap. Neither do we, it don't seem like. But we're still going to be here, okay? We'll still be here. I'll still be here. We'll be right here in these YouTube streets. I'll be right here in these YouTube streets, standing for Emmanuel, standing for Sebastian, standing for every single child who never got their chance. I will anyway. I hope y'all will stand here with me. I thank you for being here. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for your support. I thank you for everything. We've cried many a tears together over these babies, but it's just heating up. It's just heating up. Y'all share, like, do all the free things. That helps the channel. And we'll just grow together, and we'll keep doing the best we can. That's all we can do, is do the best we can. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, my mods. Thank you for coming in here, spending time with me. Thank you for all you do. Everybody, all of you. The press conference is at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And so hopefully You know, I don't know if I'll be live right when it comes on. I don't like to promise anything. Y'all know me, I give y'all about a few minutes notice. Y'all are lucky. I'm trying to get better, folks. I'm trying to get better about that. But whatever it is, whatever happens tomorrow, whatever happens in this case going forward, I, Smiley, promise you I will be right here all through everything. Thank you, Objection BS. Honey, I'm like this all the time. Everybody talking about Smiley, don't push them buttons on here. Y'all better watch what buttons you push the Smiley, because you never know which Smiley you're going to get. You might get 2 or 3 Smileys in the chat. I'm like Sybil, honey. I got about 25,017 personalities. And I claim them all. I claim them all. I'm just kidding, honey. I love y'all. Thank you. But this is Smiley. I'm signing off. It's the only way I know how to be. And I love y'all. I'll see you in the streets. YouTube streets, that is. Y'all have a great night. Sleep tight and don't let them bed bugs bite, honey. I will talk to y'all later. See you tomorrow. Bye.